So what I'm going to do is, through 7 different editions, I'm going to show you 8 executions how we use emotions in communication, and I'm going to show you as well what were the figures and numbers that we achieved through those emotions. So let's go for the first one, please.
When you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand, and nothing's going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Oh yeah, babe, to see you again. With the same song of all, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got a friend.
Sharing is a human instinct.
Got a friend.
2. Call 1-800-TELEPHONE
You've got a friend.
on Channel 3.
Emotions: sympathy, affection, joy, inspiration, and probably a few more. In that case, that was 2006, and the collection was nearly 6 million euros. If we take the population into that time and we make a ratio, we get that every Catalan guy put 1.08 euros in that cause. So somehow we can say there's a link between emotions, the ones I told you, and the figures and numbers that all marketeers are so fond of. Play another one, please.
This is Anthony Van Loo. When he was a little boy, he wanted to be a football player, or so he told me, and he achieved his goal. He was 19, he was playing in the first division, and had been pre-selected for the Beijing Olympics. But in July 2008, things went wrong when he was told in a routine medical checkup that he'd be unable to play again. His brother, also a football player, had already had to stop playing football due to the same disease. Devastated, he sought a second opinion, and the diagnosis was confirmed: right ventricular dysplasia. I'll never forget his face when he learned that the disease poses a risk of loss of consciousness and sudden death. He was willing to do anything to play football again, and we couldn't refuse. Anthony underwent a pioneering medical treatment involving a complex operation. Months later, he returned to a football pitch. That day, all of us were there, cheering him on. Everything went well, until he collapsed to the ground. His implanted defibrillator sprang into action, and he came back to life a few seconds later. Channel 3 Telethon. Call and donate so the research can keep performing miracles.
Emotions. Commotion, you were like, oh. Despair. Concern. Disturbance. I could follow. Could go on and on and on. But the truth here is that in 2014, we gather nearly 12 million euros. And every Catalan gave a ratio of 1.59. So somehow, I'm explaining you that whatever emotions, it's on the right point, they can get you through your heart and through your pocket. Next one, please. Light.
Come on, get out of there.
El 16 de diciembre, llama contra las enfermedades cardiovasculares. Telemaratón de TV3.
Emotions implied here: agitation, thrill, excitement, gut reaction. That's for one side, but in the other, in the year 2007, more than 8 million and a half, a ratio of 1.19. That was a pretty well done movie. Everybody knew. You are pretty young, but that's Rear Window from Hitchcock. Everybody knew it. We use it. We took your heart, your pocket. Play, please.
Ay, hombre.
Again, emotions with a different, completely picture. I would say concern. I would say grief. I would say despondency. I would say rage. Here I am again. That was 2013. Nearly 3 million bucks. Sorry, euros. 1.7 per Catalan. Let's go on, please.
In this brown land we grew up strong. We were wanted all along. I was taught to fight, taught to win. I never thought I could fail. No fight left, or so it seems. I am a man whose dreams have all deserted. I've changed my name, I've changed my face, but no one wants you when you lose.
Don't give up, 'cause you have friends. Don't give up, you're not beaten yet.
We all have a good side. Call, donate, and help us to fight against strokes and brain injuries. The Channel 3 Telethon. Bring out your good side.
That would be grief, sorrow, concern, affection. And again, that was on 2016, more than 11 million and a half on a ratio of 1.55. And that was the point I wanted to arrive. Now I'm going to show you an example that happened in 2003. You will see two commercials. The first one emotional, the second one not emotional, or not as much emotional. Put it, please.
El 14 de desembre, dona'ns una mica d'aire. Malalties respiratòries cròniques. Asma i en poc. La marató de TV3.
The next one you're about to see is exactly the same year, because that commercial was banned, was prohibited. I'm not going to get into that in 18 minutes, but no animals were harmed. It doesn't have to do with animals. It has to do with some asthma thing. Put the next one, and then I'll explain you what goes on, the difference in emotions here.
On no hi entra l'aire, no hi ha vida. El 14 de desembre, dona'ns una mica d'aire. Malalties respiratòries cròniques. Asma i en poc. La marató de TV3.
Well, it's the same, but actually it's not the same, I would say. And look, the collection. 4.5. Ratio, 0.6, the lowest ever. What can we do? That's life. But see, the first, you had despair, you had disturbance, you had tremor, you had sadness. In the second one, what you have is less despair, less disturbance, less tremor, less sadness. So what you got at the end is more rational, less emotions. I'm gonna end it up with the last one that we did in 2010, which is the one that got the Lion at Cannes, and we talk about it later, please.
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you, see how they shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind. Like
That night, Rick wrote on his computer, "Dad, when I'm running, it feels like my disability disappears."
On December the 19th, call and help all those suffering from spinal cord and brain injuries feel like their disability has disappeared too. TV3 Telethon.
And that's the last ratio. That was year 2010 plus 9.139 millions, 1.22. I would say that goes for inspiration. That goes for passion. That's a father. It goes for sentiment. It goes for drive. So it's about you guys, you judge. About emotions, to me, sell better than anything else. Thank you.